Hey everybody, Jeff Sutherland here with the Jeff Sutherland Show and some training on the biggest mistakes that agents make, that real estate agents make. I've been doing this for, almost 24 years. I've literally trained and coached probably over 2,500 agents, personally mentored probably over 100 agents. Have done well over 1,000 transactions in my career when you include my new home sales career and all the resale I've done and supervised over 30,000 transactions. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to training and coaching new agents. So today I want to talk about a few of the things that new agents get wrong and some of the biggest mistakes that they make. And if you avoid these pitfalls, there's a good chance you're going to be pretty successful in this career. First of all, when you get your license, there's a lot of training. In fact, it's overwhelming. To be quite honest with you, it's overwhelming, and there's so much you have to learn. You have to learn how to engage clients and customers. You have to learn how to write contracts. You have to learn a lot about compliance and making sure that you follow the laws of the land when it comes to real estate. There's a lot of software that's involved, more than you would ever think in sales. There's a lot of systems and integrations that you have to do. You have to work your database. There's so many things, but here's the number one thing I want you to caution against. You can literally do too much training. And what I mean by that is too much compliance training, too much administrative training, to the point where you almost fall into a comfort zone with that training because you're definitely learning things, and that's good. But when you start off as an agent, you need to be able to run parallel with the training that you need to do your job, the tactical stuff to being a real estate agent, administrative work, database, website, all these things. And you need to run parallel with the other type of training, which is sales training. The best way adult learners learn is kinesthetically. That's through doing. So we learn through doing. That means going out to doing an open house, going out and doing buyer consults and listing presentations, getting in front of your sphere, sharing CMAs, comparable market analysis, with your clients, with your prospects. You got to get in the seat. You got to do the work. And when you do that, you get better and you get clients. And when you get clients, first of all, you need money. You can be the smartest tool in the shed, but if you don't have clients, you're going to go out of business. So the first 90 days, you should be thinking about two tracks: administrative training, that's important. I'm not minimizing that, but also sales training and prospecting and working your sphere and reaching out to as many people as possible, asking for appointments 15 times a week. Those are the kind of metrics that I teach the people that work for me. That's number one. Don't get caught up in the stuff that's not high dollar productive activity. Always prioritize high dollar activity. Now, the second one is not watching your budget. At the beginning, when you start this business, there's a lot of money that people want from you. There's a lot of money to start investing in different systems and programs. You have to practice what's called red light, green light, which means that if you're not making money, you need to slow down your expenses to a halt. You're not going to invest in new programs and new technologies and such unless you're making income. Unless you come into this business with a lot of cash. Now, that's a different situation, and I could help you prioritize where to spend that money. But if you're like most agents and you come in and you're watching your budget carefully, you always want to make sure that you're practicing red light, green light. No income means stop spending. Income means that you bring in a percentage of your income and reinvest it back into your brand, into systems, technology, advertising, marketing. That's what you're doing constantly. You're reinvesting back into your brand. Number three would be you need to learn scripts and dialogues. If you're not learning scripts and dialogues, you're going to be losing business. It's important. Now, a lot of people go, "Oh, Jeff, I don't like scripts and dialogues." Well, actually, neither did I. But after I learned scripts and dialogues, I learned that they didn't have to be these rote scripts that I would say and it sounded clinical or robotic. It has to be something from your heart. So you tweak those scripts and dialogues to make them genuine and authentic. That's the key to doing and learning how to prospect and how to talk to clients, how to talk to your sphere, how to talk to open house prospects that are coming in the door. You need to learn these scripts and dialogues. That's part of the business. Very important. Don't forget that. No time blocking. That's the fourth one. Number four, no time blocking, meaning that you don't have anything on your calendar showing that you're doing lead generation every day. Lead generation is the most important part of your calendar every day. In fact, I put a color code on my calendar that's green. Green means a money making activity. So you should be lead generating 2 hours a day at the minimum. What do you do during that time? Well, first of all, you put it on your calendar and nothing else gets in the way. You do that activity, right? And those activities would be calling people, writing personal gratitude notes, emailing, mass texting. It's all about reaching out to people and building relationships. It's heavy touch, meaning that you're having conversations with people. You're asking them if they have anyone in their sphere that would need to buy or sell a home. You're building trust. You're giving them items of value, whether it be your knowledge or actual things that will help them. Maybe it's sharing your network, your Rolodex with people, making sure that they know that you're networked, heavily networked in the community. I have complete classes on how to do lead generation, 2 hours a day with black belt results, but you need to be able to do that. So it's time blocking every day, 2 hours a day. That's usually 8 to 10 my time. Sometimes I'll go 7 a.m. to 9 or 7 a.m. to even 10. But you're seeing it on my calendar and it's in green. And I know that that is a priority. Nothing else goes on in real estate unless I lead generate every day. Now, that's different from handling transactions. Handling transactions is your job. That's being the tactician in real estate. That is the blocking and tackling of real estate. Handling your clients, doing a great job, serving them. That's different from lead generation. You don't want to have those tactical daily issues encroach into your 2 hours of lead generation. You have to separate the two. You have the rest of the day to deal with fires that come up in transactions, but you have 2 hours a day to build your business. Okay. Building is much different than sustaining business. Next one would be number 5, afraid to reach out to people. I can't tell you how many times I've heard this over the years. Jeff, I don't want to sound like a salesperson. I don't want to sound like a salesperson. Well, you don't have to sound like a salesperson. What you need to sound like is somebody that cares about your clients. It's about care. Do you care enough about them to make the call and let them know you're there for them, whether they buy or sell a home with you at all? They need to know that, first of all, you care about the relationship. So before you start getting in your head and thinking, gosh, I don't want to sound like a salesperson, start thinking about how can I have that person think, gosh, Jeff's a resource for me. Whether I buy or sell, I trust that person. How can you reach out and develop that bridge? That's an easy call to make. Your number one job should be to make as many friends as possible every day and edify them and help them and strengthen your relationship with them. They know you're a real estate agent, but they're not going to use you unless they trust you. And so how do you do that? You call them. You see how they're doing. You call them in their good times and their bad. You write them notes telling them you're thinking about them. You ask them who in their network should you be talking to, right? You offer them value, things of knowledge and wisdom about the market information, anything like that's important because that's how you gain that trust. So do you know your sphere very well, right? What if you have 150 people in your sphere of influence? Do you really know them? Like, when's the last time you called them? If you know that you're working your sphere very, very well, 150 to 200 person database should yield you about 24 transactions a year if you really know your people. So I've had agents tell me over the years, gosh, Jeff, such and such is farming in the area that I live in. I just don't think that's right. Are you kidding me? Anybody has a right to farm anywhere. And if they take your client out from under you in your own community, it's your fault, right? It's our job to build relationships with our sphere. And then you come up with a mechanism to bring in new prospects, new blood into your database, whatever you like doing. New homes, open houses, networking, door knocking, digital farming, videos, social media, you name it. It's up to you to determine what's that mechanism going to be to bring in new blood into your real estate business, into your database. So you're constantly having to reach out to people. So that was my big number 5. You can't be afraid to reach out to other people. Number 6, no mentor, no coach. We know that about 80% of success in business means you need to have accountability. Accountability is 80% of success in business. It's all about accountability. If you don't have accountability, you're on your own. Real estate can be lonely, but it doesn't have to be. You have to surround yourself with an inner circle of people that care about you and that are better than you. Who is in your inner circle? Who is it? Do you have a coach? Do you spend money on that coach every month? I would argue if you want to get real serious about results, spend some money on your coaching that you do with someone, and you'll take it a lot more seriously, to the point where you're going to give an update to your coach every day, right? If you put skin in the game, that's going to mean you're going to get much, much bigger results. It's about accountability. Most people hate it, by the way. Did you know that 95% of Americans don't write goals? There was a Harvard study done in the 80s that if you took the 5% of the people in the country that actually write out goals, they achieve 95% of the success. So you got 95% of the people that don't write goals, 5% that do, and they are in the top 5% of success people in the country. Interesting. So, coaching, writing goals, it's very, very important. If you don't have a mentor or a coach, please go get one today. That's my call of action to you today. And finally, number 7, don't be afraid to be loud. Be visible, right? So visibility is more important than ability in real estate. Now, let me qualify that. You still need to know what you're doing. And it's important because you need to take care of your customers and your clients. And it's very, very important that you do a great job. So I don't want to give you the wrong idea. But if you are not visible and you're not getting clients, you're never going to have a client to take care of. So you need to get out of your head in terms of your thought process and know that people need you and they would like to be communicated to, and you're not going to win everyone over. You may have people that don't like you, and that's okay. When you finally get to that point in life, then you're doing real well because you're not worried about what everybody else thinks. You're worried about just being authentic and being the real you and helping people with their real estate problems. And that's what you do. You're a real estate solution provider, and you're happy to preach that from the rooftops because you have the knowledge and you know that if people use you as an agent, you're going to do a great job, but you have to believe it, because if you don't believe it, no one else is going to believe it. First of all, you got to believe it. So to wrap it up, the top 7 things new agents should be aware of and not do, the mistakes they make. Number 1, don't spend too much time doing administrative training. You got to do sales training. You got to get out there and meet people. Number 2, you got to watch your budget. Okay, make sure you do not pay attention to your budget. Number 3, not learning your scripts and dialogues. Number 4, not time blocking. Number 5, afraid to reach out to people. You don't want to be a secret agent. Number 6, not having a mentor or coach. And number 7, you're afraid to get loud and visible. So don't be afraid. Go out there and get it done. So today was all the mistakes that new agents make. Let me know what you think. Put your comments in the chat. Let me see how I can help you and support you. I would love to be of assistance to you. We're in Phoenix. And if you need any help with buyers and sellers, my team will get it done for you. And we'll send you a nice referral fee to say thank you. And I'd like to be a referral partner to you. So again, this is Jeff Sutherland with the Jeff Sutherland team out of Phoenix. I hope you have an amazing day. Take care.